Today we are going to cover the major character of the Canterbury Tale by the Geoffrey Chaucer is the Miller. So before going to word the Miller and his important skills, physical appearance and his characters, I want to show the outline in front of you first. So this is the basically outline which I will tell you about the characters of the Canterbury Tale. So first, we should be able to know about the introduction of the Canterbury Tale, then the regional plan of the Canterbury Tale, then third is the major important character of the Canterbury Tale, and this is also our presentation topic, the Miller, and then we will discuss here the Miller's skills and next Miller's physical appearance. Then we will be able to know about the irony on the Miller, and the second last is the characters of the Miller, and the last is the conclusion. So first is the Canterbury Tale and the plan of the Chaucer. So Canterbury Tale is a medieval literary work by the poet of the Geoffrey Chaucer, and it almost comprised 24 tale but related to the number of the literary genre, and it's touching on the subject, ranging from the fates to God's will to love, marriage, pride, and death, etc. So basically, Chaucer wrote this work the time of the great social change in the Europe, and as well as the Western Europe, in England, and as well as the Western Europe. So this was also a extreme religious devotion of that time. So now we are going to word his plan. So Chaucer's original plan was to each character to tell the four tale. Two is on the way to Canterbury and two is on the way to back from the Canterbury tale. So instead of 120 150 tales, the text end just in 24 tales, and still a party on the way to back from the Canterbury tale. So this is about the character and the Canterbury tale. So now we are moving toward our presentation topic is the Miller. The Miller. The most eminent personality in the Canterbury Tale was the Miller. So after reading this text, I deeply analyzed that the poet just puts this character for the entertainment of another pilgrims, because sometimes he also tell us about his good skill, but as the sport. Another side, he also tell us about his physical appearance that was not good. So the Miller was one of the pilgrims on the trip of the Canterbury Tale. He is a large, brawny man. He was also one of the pilgrims on the trip of the Canterbury Tales. So large, brawny man. Brawny means the physical strong man, known for his powers as a wrestler. So when he participates in the matches of the festivals of the wrestling, he always wins. So because he has a short arms and her arms were very strong, who I already shared with you in my slides. So this was about his arm. Let me tell you about his head. So Chaucer's described it as apparently he is rather hard-headed. Two, according to the writer, he can pound the door open by running into it within his own heads. So this skill showed that he had a strong hard head, which through he can easily break the door even from their rings. So this was the skills of these are the skills of the Millers. So now we are talking about his physical appearance. Then the Miller beard was red, and he was also a head covered part on his nose, and this facial features seems proportionate since he also has a wide mouth. to go with his own wide nostrils. So Miller wears always the blue heads and the white coat, and he also carries the sword and the shields on his sides. So this was his physical appearance. So now I want to tell you about the irony who used the Chaucer's in on the Miller. So after reading this text about the Miller, I realized that Chaucer puts these characters just for the entertainment for another pilgrims who I already discussed with you that because the reason behind is that sometimes he also tells us about his good characteristics, his good skills, but at the spot he also tells us about his physical appearance, and this is not enough because he already used the irony on his physical appearance, and the irony on his physical appearance was that his mouth as greased was as greased for meat. Mean to say that his mouth was a white that of the furnace. No, you have imagined why Chaucer used these words. So I think so. There are almost two reasons behind this irony. One reason is this: his mouth was full of with pimples, so he used these words. And the second reason behind is that he was a farmer, so then his face might be red because he was a farmer. But these are the reasons just in my point of view. Okay. Next is the characters. So no, this is important thing is here that Miller was a villager, and he also a strong man, short arms and hard-headed man who I already discussed with you, and he always win the wrestling match when he takes the parts in the festivals times. So there are so many good skills on this character, but at the same time Chaucer tells us about his physical appearance that was not good. And if we analyze about his character, then he was a thief who cheats the peoples, where he adds his income by cheating his customer. So this is not the enough because according to the Chaucer, he was not a good man. He was also a accomplished piper and play the bagpipe as the group of the pilgrims leaves the town to begin their journey. Important thing is here that he always cheats out the customer, and he makes the living grinding drain at the mill where he adds his income by cheating their customers. And this was actually a cheater, and you can say that a thief. This is not the one thief in the Canterbury in the work of the Canterbury Tales. So a lot of characters in the work of the Canterbury Tales, if we analyzed uh, their characteristic, then so many characters, you can say that you will find it as a thief. That for example, monk, friar, shipman. And if we study these characters, then we will judge that these characters were also a thief. So this is not a wonderful thing. I think so that so this is about the Miller. So don't forget to subscribe our channel.